There may have been some greens that orc skinned before, but will these other greens do it too? Hey there, speed painting fans out there. I hope you're having a good day. Alright, so welcome back to part 2 of Will It Orc Skin. And we're taking a look at 5 Wadroon from Conquest games. And we're going to be looking at a whole bunch of colors. These guys were primed with a air primer white. And we're starting off with a little Malignant Green. This has been around for a while. This is the original speed paint color range. And this is a very interesting color. People have talked about this one for orcs, because some of the orcs have a yellowish tint to them. So I decided to go and check out and see if there was 5 other green paints out there that could do a good job for orcs. And what better way than doing them on the Wadroon from Parabellum's Conquest. And the Wadroon are an amazing race of orcs from a different land that came to invade. I don't know all the lore. Really don't like lores of games me that much. I just like the miniatures and I like playing the games. This is part of my First Blood series. I know I promised I was going to do these paintings online live, but I just haven't had a chance to set that up yet. I might do it eventually still and paint the rest of them, but today we're just testing skin colors. This Malignant Green is a beautiful color. I don't know if I like it for an orc. Some of you might like it. It's got a mustardy yellow to it, but the contrast doesn't seem to work very well, where at first it gets into the recesses, but then eventually when it dries it just becomes flat, not much color. However, Charming Chartreuse, or Charming Chartreuse, or Charming Chartreuse, who knows, you know, you just say it the way you want. Beautiful color, beautiful contrast of light and dark, gets into the recesses perfectly well. I've also changed up my brush here, bought myself a little bit thicker brush for all my speed painting now, so I can get more on the brush, so it means it goes more into the recesses. Let it work. Load up your brush as much as you can and get it into those recesses. This one covers amazingly well on top of the matte white as well, and it does a great job getting those highlights done for you. With a zenithal highlight, now I do have a couple of them that I've done with slap chop, but with like blue as a base color and then white as a slap chop, and then I did also a dark red with a base. I don't know if I'll show those yet, how those work, but I started painting those up as well, the skin colors. And let me say that the Charming Chartreuse does a great job on those as well. Someone mentioned in my last Will It Orc video about this one actually, so I decided to take a look at it and see for myself, and yeah, to be honest, I really love it. Now this one, I didn't think it was gonna be so bright. Shamrock Green. This is like Space Hulk. Like this is like Hulk, like from Marvel, in a whole new level here. This is like fluorescent green almost. It's almost fluorescent in a way, especially on top of the white. It is so green, and when it dries it's even worse. However, I do have to say it covers really well. It gets into the recesses amazingly well as well. It creates that light and dark effect, but I don't think I would want to have a whole army of orcs in this color. Maybe though, but I mean, you know, it would be kind of cool because it'd be very different to see this kind of green on the table. I'm not saying it's a bad color, I'm just saying it's a little too bright for war-driven orcs, or like battle-hardened orcs, you know, someone that's been in the battle scene. I mean, you could do a little bit more to maybe put on another like tone on top of it, or a wash to really make it darken down, or more flesh-like or whatever. That might help. Gunner Camo. This is cool. I was expecting a little bit more green in it, but it is a gray with a green in it. Really cool. This is a really dark orc skin color. Again, amazing coverage from this paint. If you haven't tested it out, try this one out. And not just on an orc, but on anything that you want to have like this. I don't even know how to explain this color, but it's just an amazing color. Very dark. This would be very good for orcs, and I think in this kind of lore. If you look at the pictures of these guys, they're very darkish color. They're not necessarily a bright green or a yellowish green. They're very dark. So I ended up using this on an actual on another set of Wadroon as well. I decided to go with these ones and the next color, just because I found that their tribe, or whatever they are, is a little bit darker in the color from what I saw on the artwork. By the way, these are the Braves. This is a dual kit with the, I don't remember what the other ones are called, but it's the Braves and something else. So you can have 6 of each if you wanted to do a First Blood regiment, or you could just do all 12 and use them in the rank and file of Last Argument of Kings. I frankly like more the First Blood version of this game because it's a lot faster, a lot simpler to understand as well. The final color we're going to be testing out is Burnt Moss. Now, I thought this was supposed to be green, but it's very grayish, but a very small hint of green. This kind of reminds me of an Uruk-hai orc from Lord of the Rings, if you're not knowledgeable with different kinds of orcs. A great coverage color again, does a great job on all, because these guys have a lot of details, right? You can see the muscles on these orcs. They're not like a lot of the orcs from Warhammer and all the other stuff that we've painted. Orcs from like Hero Quest and stuff. They have muscles. These guys are like 6-packs and like freaking built. Like they make Arnold Schwarzenegger look like a wimp kind of thing. And these orcs can kick butt. And I love this color, and I think this is what I'm going to use on my leader for this First Blood, which is a Scion of Conquest. I think I'll be using him, or this color, because it's just perfect like Uruk-hai color. And that's why I was originally going to go for a Uruk-hai color for the whole army, but I don't feel like repainting and repriming and restarting it all over. So I will have some different color orcs here and there, but the main characters I want to use this Burnt Moss. So that was the last color. We're just going to go through them quickly, my final thoughts on each one, and then I want you guys to comment down below which one you like the most. So here is Malignant Green after it dries. As you see, it did dry off pretty flat. Some of the areas where it seemed to have pooled did a better job. Charming Chartreuse, amazing. I love this one. This would be a perfect orc color in my opinion. Look at how it details all those muscles and all the nooks and crannies. Shamrock Green, look, once it's dried, it is just way too fluorescent, way too bright. But I mean, hey, everyone, look at the coverage on it though. Like, look at the contrast of the darks and the lights. Amazing. Gunner Camo, I really liked it. I think it's got potential for an orc. It's a little dark, a little bit, more than what I would have wanted, because these guys are pretty cool. But the Burnt Moss, now this one I found did a pretty good job because it was a little bit lighter than that last one. So there you have it, folks. All 5 of these guys were from the Wadroon, from Conquest, Last Argument of Kings, and First Blood. If you enjoyed this, please hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to comment down below. I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one.